It takes a warrior to be able to actually allow yourself to stand in your truth and be all of you. What if, shining our brightest light is actually, an activation and a trigger for folks? Welcome to Energetics with Kim and Veronica, where we invite you to nourish the energy of your inner why, your inner healing, magic, prosperity, your curiosity, clarity, playfulness. Welcome home. We've been talking about mirror, mirror on the wall, and we're going to continue with the exploration today as more pieces come together. That's sometimes what happens, right? We start a conversation and then more information comes out, which we're like, let's incorporate more of it. So I'm Veronica, and I'm joined by my gorgeous partner, Kim. Hi, Kim. And let's talk
Miss
about
Veronica.
mirror, mirror.
Welcome, everyone. Yeah, mirror, mirror. Do you want to, so what is the mirror thing for you? I'm just curious. What is it for you?
Yeah, I think I shared it in the last episode where for me, I really more look at it in terms of trying to make my life or what's being reflecting back to me, trying to understand it as a reflection of something. I more approach it in terms of what's available to me here, right? So it's like, we were talking about the concept of having narcissists. So if I found myself surrounded by a whole bunch of narcissists in different pieces of my life, instead of asking the question of where am I being a narcissist, be more like, okay, how is this contributing to my growth and evolution? And, and again, like I might not get a clear answer by asking that question, but it's more for me about just moving into the contemplation and the exploration. And then things start to come to me. I'm not somebody that processes in a way of where I can ask a question and I immediately get an answer. That very, very rarely happens to me. I put the question out and things start to drop in terms of awareness or guidance or wisdom as I go through my life. How about you?
Cool. Yeah, so I love that you brought it up in that context because, as we were speaking in the last one, the big teaching out there, I shouldn't say it that way, but what is it? What is it? There's so much information out there about, if you see a narcissist, or like you said, if you're surrounded by them, then, that is a mirror letting you know that you are that too. Well, I think every single person on the planet has every single tendency. Come on, right? We all have every tendency for sure. It's how do we show up in the world? And for me, the big, do I show up in the world as that, or do I have awareness of, I was just about to, and I'm choosing not to? So it's that self-reflection piece for sure. And at the same time, in the example that you just gave, Veronica, for me, as soon as you gave that example, it was, if I loved myself more, would I even allow myself to be surrounded by all of that? And so that's what it often reflects to me, is how I'm willing to allow others to treat me. And how do I treat myself? Do I treat myself like a piece of poo or like I don't matter? Right? Because if I do, then the evidence will be there. And we talked about that. What do you know what the last episode was? If somebody wanted to check it out, they would just go to the episode before this one, I guess, right?
Yep. The last episode. Yeah.
Cool. Because that was really good. And so what was it?
54.
34, did it? 54. There you go. Boom. 54. There you go. There's my in the loop part. So there's so many different ways that we can play with the mirror. It can be, like you said, it can be where, okay, so how do I show up in this room when, there's all that going on? How do I show up in that room? Do I want to show up in that room? And can I still be me when showing up in that room? So it doesn't have to be about, if I'm seeing it in others, it's in me. Yes, we have all traits. But it's how I'm showing up. We have all traits. It's how I'm showing up. What is it that I'm activating? What is it that how I'm being. And really a big piece uh, that I really wanted to play with today is that bit on, if I see somebody and they've got an ooh la la life, and they've got so many things, I'd be like, oh my God, I so wish I had that. That can really easily take a person into lack and maybe jealousy, maybe I'm not good enough. I don't have it for all whatever reasons. We can come up with many, 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 and many more. But what if in that moment instead, could the reflection or the mirror be, okay, I can see what they have because I can also have that. And there's a part of me that's mad at myself because I don't. And so, if they have it, then that's letting me know I can have it too. It's within me as well. And the jealousy, I think, can come out almost like an unconscious piece where they have it and I don't. Bottom line is, I may not know that. So I'm going to be angry at that person, or I'm going to find reasons to dislike that person, or I'm going to find ways of judging that person. In other words, I'm actually judging me in those contexts because they can have it. Then guess what? What is it that what is that saying? When someone says, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," or "You're so awesome," it takes one to know one. That's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like that. But yeah, so when I can go, okay, well, if it's there for them, that means it's there for me. I can be sad that I don't have it, and I can go down that rabbit hole, or I can go, okay, cool. They're mirroring to me something that is letting me know that I would like to have that too. That I would like to have that too. And so can I ride that wave? Can I ride that energy of imagining, well, if it's there for them and I have the desire, that means it's there for me too. What if I allowed how they're showing up to be an activation, to activate it within me as well? But our tendency, I think a default is to do the thing of they have it and I don't. And like I said, the jealousy and the anger, and then the dissing of yeah, he's got it all, she's got it all. Yeah, but did you see the way blah blah blah, right? And so we kind of bring them down a peg instead of bringing ourselves up a peg. And so all of it is, yeah, if they have it, I have it too. It's there for me as well. Just like if somebody's a narcissist, well, I have that tendency too. Is that what I want to activate, or do I want to activate the ooh la la? Yeah.
Exactly. And, even though I've been doing this for myself for over 2 decades, I still like notice myself feeling envious.
Oh,
I notice
totally.
myself telling stories about, why them and not me. Like, so it's not like we necessarily ever get away from that. But the more we can start to notice, it really, again, it comes down to the narrative, right? So the more that we can notice the narrative that's being played out in our head, and we can catch it, then we can look for, okay, what else might be true here about this? And so maybe
Yeah.
the story that lights you up is like, oh, it's available to me too. Or maybe it's a completely different story, but it really comes down to like, if it doesn't feel good, then what is the story that does light you up? Because that's the signal from that's the
Mm-hmm.
ping from your soul that that's the truth instead. So it's not like I am getting rid of the fact that I am envious of others, or wishing that, yeah, or comparing myself, or looking for ways in which they can be brought down a peg like that. That still operates within me, but it's more like, oh, I can have grace for myself when I see myself doing that, and I can really look for what might be playing out within me, and a different narrative that I can tell myself that's more aligned with my truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? That piece for me is, and so so for me, what I've noticed is yes. And what I also notice is there's way, way less of it. like
Mm-hmm.
way, way less of it. Because now it's a usable energy for me when I'm seeing all that, right? Now, when I'm seeing the ooh la la, now it's a usable energy that I can use to activate it within me. And so when I notice the knitter, geez, I just went from ooh la la to knitter. I'm just laughing at myself here. So when I notice the knitter that's in my head, um, right away, right away, I can see it, and pretty much, well, right away every time, 100% of the time. Yeah, no, probably not. However, and as I see it, because when you start playing in those lighter, higher frequencies, you will notice when you're playing in the knitter. You will. You start, for me, I notice it more and
Is
quicker.
that the medical
And
term?
I think so. Wonder how you spell that. Nitter. There you go. Yeah. And so for me, what I like to do with that right away is I go, wait a minute. Is that in alignment with the mission? And I know I've been mentioning that a lot lately because, the knitter is not in alignment with the mission. It's not. If I want to create the ooh la la and I'm having a knitter, right? Then people are going to be like, what is she talking about?
We're
So,
gonna need a dictionary to go with this call.
oh my God. But yeah, if I want to create ooh la la and I'm playing in knitter and I hear that voice, I can go, oh, there's knitter. and not make it wrong. Just be aware of it and go, wait a minute, is that in alignment with the mission of what I want to create, what I'm desiring, and all of that? And it's really interesting to me because it seems to stop that wheel like that. And, instead of that wheel going round and round and round and on a loop, soon as I impose, and that's almost what it's like interjecting that, energy, that thought of, wait, is this an alignment? No. Okay, cool. And so and it shifts it for me right away. It's been a lovely tool for me. But anyway.
And for any knitter coaching, you can contact Kim at growingbeyond.com. I love it.
Oh my God.
One of the other things we've been talking about is how, when you look at the people in your life that are maybe in judgment of you, or you feel like are in judgment of you, and sometimes we dim our light because we want to avoid that criticism or
Hmm.
judgment or their stories playing out about us. And we feel like their perspective of us and our, when we shine our light bright is true instead of our light shining bright, right? So it's like, okay, if I am just accepting of all of me and being all of me and everything that feels true for me, and then people don't like it, well, now I need to dim down that light. Whereas, we were talking about how when we turn that brightness up, when we just allow ourselves to be ourselves in all of us, in our fullness, in our truth, it might trigger people, right? And
Yeah.
it might tickle things within them and create the knitter within them, and so and so it's it takes a warrior to be able to actually allow yourself to stand in your truth and be all of you, and not necessarily translate that reflection to mean that, oh, you shouldn't be all of you because there's a wrongness in it because all of these people perceive it as a wrongness, right? And again, that's another way where this kind of mirror concept, the reflection of life, can mix us up a bit when we think, okay, let me go all in, I'm going to be all of me, and now what's reflecting back to me is people not liking me, and I translate that into, okay, there's a wrongness, so I need to dim that
Mm.
light back down. Whereas, like, what if shining our brightest light is actually an activation and a trigger for folks, and at some point in life, in order to live the fullest life we can possibly live, we have to come into acceptance of that. And so, again, not misinterpreting that reflection as being like there's a wrongness in you being all of you.
I love that. And there's or a wrongness in them being triggered or activated. I love that you brought that in. Cause yeah, like 100%, like when you're showing up all bright and shiny, it can be annoying to others, right? And you're bright and shiny can, there's a part of them that might want to not be seen, and there you are showing up being seen. So the mirror isn't just what I'm seeing, but it's also how others are seeing. So, because it works both ways. If somebody's disliking me, doesn't mean it's anything personal. It could be I'm mirroring something to them, right? So I'm mirroring to them, they're mirroring to me. So it's not about me just taking responsibility for everything that life is mirroring to me. It's also, as you said, being an allowance that, guess what? It's that two-way street or 100-way street, or it's a whatever. It's a highway going in every direction. And 100%, like my light might be too bright and shiny for one of their shadow parts. It's like, oh my God, get away from her. I've been hiding all this time, and she walks in the door, and so it can trigger the parts of them that also want to be bright and shiny, but they're afraid to, or their shadow, or what their fear. It's like, yeah, no, nope, not ready for that yet. Stay away from her, get away from her. She is not good. And so when people, and so that is a big one. That is a big one. I experience that one a lot. And I used to always take it personally. Why don't they like me? Right. And so again, it all comes back to that self-love. Love yourself even in those situations. Love yourself, and so when you're walking in the room with that much self-love, and listen, it's something we're always working on. Dear God, I get to notice where I'm not that. I'm noticing where I'm not that. That's my thing I'm playing with now more than normally, is where what bits and pieces are going to show up today that are showing me where I don't have the self-love that I would like to have, that I'm asking to have, that divine love, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, when we show up with that, and it activates a part in them that you know that's never been allowed, it's never been okay. Hey, you're vain and conceited and egotistical if you think and know you're all that, then they are going to show up in protection mode. But it's not personal. And to your point, it's not about turning ourselves down, so that we don't do that. Hey, and yet that is a choice. That is a choice. Hey, if I want those women over there if I want to hang out with those women over there, and you know what I mean? It's like I can turn it up. Or I can turn it down, but I'm doing it out of awareness and choice, not out of autopilot and default, to make myself match where that I can be like, yeah, whatever. I'll play this game for 10 minutes, whatever. Right. But it's out of choice. Typically for me, I don't choose that. It's not that I haven't. But it's always about choosing it, not a default setting where we do it, not even realize we're doing it because, hey, but yeah, so that mirror works both ways. It works both ways, meaning your mirror, your mirroring can trigger them, and their and vice versa. So it's not a one-way street, and often it can be someone's love, and their beauty and their self confidence that can really trigger people who don't have that. Well, we all have it, but people who aren't willing to allow that to be big and bold enough that it radiates when they walk into a room. So yeah, they'll judge you, and they don't do it on purpose. I really don't believe they do it on purpose. I don't. I really believe it's just a default. It's just a default. But yeah, what if we were to look at all of it? If she, as a usable energy, a usable energy that's available. Hey, look at the energy that just walked in here. Well, that's an energy I get to soak in now. Can I use that energy? And it's almost like you've gone to a buffet and you're looking at all the stuff on the table, and it's like, I'll have that, and I'll have that, and I'll have that. So what if life is like that? What if we could see what other people are experiencing and put our order in? I'll have that, and I'll have that, and I'll have some of that. That over there, no, it gets in my teeth and I can't get it out. Yeah, so what if life was like that? Put your order in.
I love it. Yeah, I love the concept of the usable energy. I think that's amazing.
Mm,
Everything that's coming to you is available to you, and there's something there. So, what's the story we're telling? How do we reframe that? What do we, how do we look for the opportunity? And to your point, the usable energy. Everything can be alchemized once
yeah.
we are
Noticing the
willing to allow it.
knitter.
Yeah. That's going to be
Noticing the
the title.
knitter and yeah.
Uh,
And
I
like I
love
said,
it.
and when you go knitter, don't make it wrong. Don't judge you,
Mhm.
right? Just go, oh, I did that thing again. I'm friggin' hilarious. That's all. Oh, there goes one of my
Exactly.
lights. Yeah. So just, when we notice ourselves falling into old habits, because we do, right?
Hmm.
Just go, oh my God, I'm doing that thing again. I'm hilarious. But oh my God, I noticed it this time. I'm awesome. I
Hmm.
noticed it this time. So it's no longer an autopilot default. Yay, me. I am getting it. I noticed it. And it's a celebration when you notice it, right? Even if it's a week later or hours later or whatever, when you notice it, something like any of that, then that is a celebration, because that's what puts that, you get a wheel spinning in a loop, and that's what goes, oh, wait, what just happened? So we start to reprogram ourselves and create new defaults from knitter to ooh la la and everything in between.
And everything in between. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. So good. Well, do you feel complete? Is there any other aspect you'd want to
I
explore?
I think we're good. What
I think
about
we're
you?
good. Thank you so much. Yeah. For everyone
Yay.
listening, if you think this could be valuable, we really appreciate your willingness to share. Friends, family, loved ones. That's how we get the word out. And like, subscribe, comment, all the things. So thank you for being with us. And until next time, knitter
Next time, ooh la
knitter.
la.